got me some. Thanks. So anyway, this is the part I wanted to tell you about. Here it is. So Lacan concludes that the function of the erectile organ is equitable to the square root of -1, the symbol of the signification produced above of the jouissance it imparts, by the coefficient of its statement to the function of the missing signifier 1.
Yes.
And I suppose what I take exception to is how he utterly ignores the very phallocentricity which he claims to denounce.
Oh, yes. How many have been misled through the failure to systematize dialects properly? Oh, Lacan makes a point, but sadly he's prematurely circumcised it.
Exactly. The very foundations of Western thought which he claims to denounce never appear. We have no understanding of
Even when he considers the panopticon, he doesn't account for what Freud calls the Oedipus complex.
Right, exactly.
Well, of course you know. The notion that men are born with the subconscious impulse to slay and supplant their father, claim and bed their mother.
I know what it is.
Oh, it's a theme recurring throughout Freud's oeuvre. I'm surprised you haven't heard of it. Why so quiet?
Nothing. You know, it's interesting that you mentioned the panopticon. I've been talking with Professor Hines lately about my senior thesis. I want to investigate how Foucault is informed by panopticon as the notion of state as ultimate viewer in post-capitalist era. What do you think?
Of course, Foucault can teach us as much about the Soviets as the lion can the gazelle.
Well, okay then. How do you think we address the phallocentricity? If you examine Foucault's response to Chomsky in the debate, there's clearly reliance on state as ultimate perceiver.
A clear reliance on state as the ultimate perceiver. Are you even listening to yourself? Foucault is a Marxist at root with the heart of a Freudian disciple. And you're talking about Freud in this day and age without your tongue planted firmly in your cheek? Alfie, that tongue should be buried so deeply in your cheek, it's poking out. It's rented a car. It's headed to the Hamptons. And I hope it brings back some crab cakes because they're just wonderful.
Well, what do you think the panopticon reveals about phallocentricity, if not the reliance on the res patria?
To me, it implies a reciprocity as found in Heidegger's model of economic relapse.
But Foucault says class is inherently absurd. Marx uses the term the submaterialist paradigm of discourse to denote that...
Oh, Marx again. That old chestnut to pick of a boho idealist revenant that just can't be exercised. Egalitarian hopes may be the end of us.
All right, no Marx. But then, aren't we to consider Le Fournier's suggestion that we have to choose between Debordist situationism and submaterialist paradigms?
That begs to question what the nature of reality is. And frankly, I don't get paid enough to parse with ontology.
Of course.
The nature of the discourse has changed. The perspective we took 1 century ago is no longer valid. Just take a look at what the late postmodernists have been up to.
You mean in terms of the applicable performativity of tonic theory?
With regard to the discourse, yes.
You've always had a soft spot for discourse, Herschel, at heart.
Oh, hello, doggy. Is that a Jack Russell?
No, Herschel. I think that's a Jack Sumensch. That's Sinhalese for cute and for long life. And Schopenhauer would have said, it is better to not live than to live the unexamined life.
Alfie, you're going places in this world.
Oh, thank you, Herschel. You've already been there.